Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to another episode of Herm's House Podcast. I am your host, Herm. Good to meet you. And this is my lovely co host and wife, Christine.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay.
I'm all congested. I'm like,
I know I was gonna say you
I can't.
sound like it.
It's been like this for days, and I'm over it. I got all that outdoor walking.
Yeah. All that outdoor walking. Why don't you tell everybody what outdoor walking you were doing?
We did a Veterans Day march with the Veterans Rescue Mission, Pastor John McLean. He invited us to go out there and do a walk. So they did it from um, way up north of town all the way to just south of downtown. And combined miles that we walked was probably about 25, 26. And and yeah, it was just a straight up walk. Plus, I had my backpack on. We were giving out. It was full of outreach packages. It was for the homeless veterans specifically. But from what I've seen, I haven't seen a single homeless veteran, except unless of course they have a sign on the side of the street, which we weren't going to much of. But living in their natural habitat, they don't walk around like with a "I am a veteran" shirt on or any of that stuff. So we had to talk to everybody, of course, and that was our plan. I think we handed out about 130 packages, and yeah, I mean it was pretty wild.
Yeah, so you were walking with everybody.
Yeah, I did it all 4 days.
Yeah, and I was following along in our car
Uh huh.
for safety, and then if anybody like fell out to be able to be available to take them anywhere, if anybody needed to go to their cars or just to be around for some motivation and music. Um, and
Because not
then
everybody walked all 4 days.
no, it was in and out. Different groups of people came different days because it ran through 4 days of walking,
Yeah,
outreach, and stopping at different locations. So it was really great, I think, getting to experience this that we wouldn't normally be doing,
no, absolutely.
and being able to outreach so many unhoused individuals. The outreach packs, like I would have never thought to like create an outreach pack
Yeah,
and give that away to, if you see someone on the corner asking for money or asking for anything, to give that to them because in the outreach packs, it's, toothbrush, deodorant,
a
socks.
pair of socks.
Like it's those little items that you don't think matter
Mm-hmm.
in the grand scheme of things in our lives that we're living. But to these individuals, these unhoused individuals, like it's huge to
Right.
them. And I think it gave us the idea to like put together packs to have available.
Yeah, just have them sitting in the car.
Yeah, if you do see them, um, because it was just the experience of seeing how many there really are.
Mm-hmm.
I think just driving around, you see onesie twosies like on the street, right? But once you're outreaching and you're going through it, like it's crazy.
Yeah, it was a whole different experience. We got to take our kids. That was a big thing. Gordy started with me on day one, even though he wasn't happy about it.
Hmm.
Very grumpy at the very beginning. In fairness, after we thought about it, it's like, well, the night before, Mariano had a playoff game,
Hmm.
which they won, kind of shockingly. Um, and it was in Phoenix. We didn't get home till 1 o'clock in the morning. And even though Gordy got to sleep a little bit in the car, that wasn't his bed. That wasn't his, sleeping spot. So I could understand he was probably a little tired, a little grumpy, because we had to be at the walk at like 7 in the morning. So
Hmm.
it was rough. And the whole first, I don't know, half hour, he was just like not having it. I let him get in the car with you. You guys were just driving around. Because when he got in the car with you, he was all like, "Let's
Yeah,
go,
yeah, he was all
yay,
excited
daddy!"
and cheering everybody on,
Yeah.
and yeah.
But then our first little stop, he got out, and then he walked the rest of the way with us. He walked for probably a solid hour. Then he got back in the car with him and our other buddy's son, and same thing. They were every time you guys would lap us. you could hear one kid at one window. He's like, "Hi, Dad," and then you guys would turn around and it's the other kid at the window. "Hi, Dad," and they're
Hmm.
all waving and listening to rock music and all that kind of stuff. It was a lot of fun. The first day was pretty uneventful. It was just kind of the start of the mission. We stopped for lunch and then we made it to our first stop, where the coordinators of the walk actually camped out. Like they brought their cots and they're kind of like, this is what being homeless is about. You don't have a choice. Like you gotta sleep somewhere, right?
Hmm.
So they essentially, mind you, they coordinated with the people of the parking lot, but they made a little spot at the back of a parking lot and had their cots and their tents, and that's it. We went and had dinner, which was all donated by different people in the city, and they were so gracious as to allow us to go into their establishment, feed us, and then you know from there we went back. I didn't camp. I'm not a camper. I said it from the beginning. It's like I'll do the walk for sure, but as far as camping, I'm gonna have to pass on that. Um, but I have a bad back. I just want to throw that out there. Not that it's an excuse when I say it out loud. I'm like, oh, do you? Do you have a bad back, bud?
I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything, you
You
know.
didn't even walk. I don't want to hear nothing.
Yeah, I
Why?
could have.
Because I
No,
have a bad knee.
no, I do, but 3 to 4 days of
It's a
walking
lot.
straight for my knee. I know I'm not gonna be able to walk after that day. Like I know it.
Yeah,
I've
my knees are
experienced it already.
my knees are messed up pretty good, and my back. And of course, I was carrying a pack, and then for at a certain point, one of the ladies that was walking with us, the bags were getting a little too heavy for her. So she's like, "Well, call your wife and ask her if she can put my bag in the car." I was like, "Well, that's kind of inconvenient because the outreach packs are in your bag. We're gonna have to be like, hey, stop again and pull. Just give me your bag." So I had my backpack on my shoulders facing the back, and then I grabbed her bag and put it on my shoulders facing the front. So I looked like a big old Santa Claus with my panza hanging out all big. And I did that for probably, I'd say 2.5 miles, and walked with that all the way back to I think that was day 3. So that was our final stop before the next day, where we finished the walk at the Veterans Hospital in Tucson. We got to go on the campus and took some pictures and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. A lot of people met us out there, cheered us on. That was actually where we handed out probably the most packs, right outside the Veterans Hospital,
Yeah,
because it's in a lower income part of town, so
yeah.
there's a bunch of
Well, and I
people out
think
there.
that's where like our teenagers and Gordy got to like truly see it.
Yeah,
And as I was again, I was still in the car and I was watching, um, and I was I would be lying if I said I wasn't nervous
of course.
with the kids walking up to like those groups of people
Hmm.
out there on the street. Because you don't know what they're going through. Like we talked about, there's like different levels when you see them.
The mental
Um,
health, and you can't. Again, somebody's not wearing a sign that says "I have this," and
yeah,
it's like,
the mental health, the
yeah,
drugs, um, and then there's just some people out there that just are hard on during in the hard time of their life. But you just don't know. And so when they were walking up to the big group of people, number one, I was like, okay, I was like praying like they're gonna be okay. Um, but then once you guys passed, because Gordy was walking, Mariana was walking, they're just all kind of chilling. You can see the little leg before. And then after you guys passed all the people, all of a sudden, Mariano was holding Gordy
yeah.
like in his arms. So I think he probably got nervous
Got a
with
little
Gordy.
vigilant, I think. But I
Yeah.
mean, mind you, we were safe.
Hmm.
I have full confidence in any and everything that I can do to protect my family and those around me. Um, One of my buddies was like, "So you were packing?" I was like, "No, no, I was not packing to go see." You. No, but one of our buddies had a stick, and it was like it was mainly for wildlife, just in case you run up on a snake or something like that. Because even though we were walking through town, they called it urban hiking. Even though we were walking through town, you never know, and a stray dog that's not friendly or whatever. So we did have some protection against that. But as far as protection from the homeless folks, none of us were that concerned when it came to that. We did remain vigilant. It wasn't like we were just naive to the fact that somebody could be out there to harm us,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what our intentions were. But um, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, it was great, and it did have an impact on all three of the kids. They see it and they're just like, oh man,
Mm-hmm.
like some of them look like they were our kids' age. I
Yeah.
mean, barely older, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like they're already on the streets. They're already got into something that is not obviously favorable to the way of life,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be drugs or mental health that somebody isn't taking care of you. And then we walked into another one of the churches. It was Bethel Community, I believe, that we got to speak with their pastor. And it, even though it was mainly like churches and stuff that were helping us, it wasn't like a religious outreach thing. It was literally just us trying to, you know, help the folks that are out there that are in need.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about taking care of the foster children that are coming out of foster care.
Yeah, aging out.
They're aging out because once you hit 18, you're an adult and nobody has to technically take care of you at that point. But a lot of these foster kids have been from home to home to home to home, and they didn't learn the basic skills. They didn't learn all these things like finding a job, applying for school, maybe even going to school. And that was another aspect that I never even thought of. These kids who weren't homeless, who did have technically homes, even though they weren't healthy homes, once they're done, it's like, well, now what am I supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
We'll go find an apartment. With what? I don't have a job. I don't have any money. So a lot of them do resort to homelessness. And it's super sad, but this one community that is actually doing something about it is stepping up and doing something. To which I am in contact with them. I did reach out to the head pastor there, Brian. I reached out to him and I said, "Hey, I'm interested in at least being able to discuss the avenue of the military. I was a recruiter for 8 years. I was a pretty good recruiter, and I was a very honest recruiter. I hear that all the time. It's like, well, that's an oxymoron. No, shut up. No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the fact that I wouldn't be recruiting them to a specific branch. I would definitely be pushing for the Air Force, letting them know, hey, FYI, it's pretty
You're a
good.
little biased. You can't help that.
I'm only biased because, yes, of course, I was in the Air Force. However, I did recruit former Navy, former Army, and former Marines, and a Coast Guard guy. Not one of them have said, ah, man, I wish I would have stayed in whatever branch. They're in the Air Guard, and they're like, this place is awesome. So that's, I'm getting feedback from other
Right.
branches.
Right.
So it's not just me like, ooh, we're better because I joined this one. Like basically every other branch in the military, the vast majority, if you're in anything other than the Air Force, you joined that and you have not seen anything to do with any other branch. At least these guys that are coming to our unit, which is a guard unit, it's a reserve component, they have seen the other side and now they're over here in the good side and they're like, man, this place, boy, this is nice. I don't have to sleep on the floor. Are you serious? This is great. Like, yeah, exactly. But either way, it's not one, it's not for everybody. Two, not everybody can qualify for
Right.
the Air Force.
Right.
So what my intention would be is to talk to these children, these kids, I guess young adults, and guide them into, if you are interested in joining just the military as a whole, let's get you there before you even go talk to a recruiter.
Right.
Let's get you this position where whether it be, your physical fitness, um, your actual physical shape, the ASVAB, which is the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. Um,
Pretty sure we talked about that on the
I'm
studio
re-
in-house.
reiterating. Um, it's the test that determines which job you're eligible for all branches. To do some practice stuff, to do things ahead of time. What I saw a lot is a kid will go to a recruiter and the recruiter, for whatever reason, be like, no, you can't because of this. And they're like, whatever. And well, I tried.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just stop because they're
Mm-hmm.
so discouraged and they don't have the support system to say, no, man, come on, let's go fix this. Let's get this done.
Right.
You'll be good to go.
Right. So you'd act like a liaison, a coach,
Advocate.
an advocate to like help them.
I don't know what the word would be, but I would like to start some form of program to do that, to assist them. And I even said, if you want me to go talk to the recruiter with you, I can go sit with you. Or even them themselves, after they go through the program and, join the military, hopefully give their time back whenever they do come back and say, I would like to also assist because it helped me so much. I want to help these kids that are going through it now and join them. Again, the military is not for everybody, but at the same time, they don't understand that the military is also an option.
Right.
And
A
it's
lot of
not
people
this big old
don't.
scary thing.
I think one of the big things, like for me, is because I'm a legacy. I saw it, right, with my grandfather, with my uncle.
Yep.
So I kind of had an idea about it and
Of
what it
course.
meant to our family and the benefits it had for our family. And so I had an idea, but I like you, on the other hand, how did you find out about the military
My
not
buddy.
having, what's that?
My buddy.
Yeah, but like, so he was just like, hey, you should join the military randomly, or
Literally said, I'm going to go talk to a recruiter. We should go talk to him. I'm like,
did
all
he
right.
have family that was in the military?
No. See, the thing is about small towns that don't have bases,
Mm-hmm.
the vast majority of them have nothing to do with the military, nor know anyone that's sure, oh, my grandpa served in World War II or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
During draft era generations, it's a different story because you didn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
But like our nearest base to Odessa would have been Fort Bliss,
Mm-hmm.
which is in El Paso, is 4.5 hours away.
Yeah.
Which we didn't go to El Paso. And even if we did, we're not going to Fort Bliss. Why are we going to Fort Bliss?
Right.
So our community was like, we're roughnecks, oilfield workers. And that was what your three choices were. You're going to work in the oil fields. You're going to go to college, probably not in Odessa, or you're going to join the military.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I wasn't good at school. Looking back at it, turns out I was really good at school. It was just boring, and I
Yeah.
didn't have anybody that was like, you could actually be something. So I looked at the oil fields. I was like, nah, that's not really, like, I wasn't against it. There's definitely, like, no offense to anybody that works there. I just wanted a little more for myself than working outside all the time and all that stuff. And then I joined the military, and all I do
Joke's
is
on
work outside.
you.
All I did was work outside. I lived outside. It was ridiculous.
And you got less pay. No.
Oh, no joke. Golly, I didn't make near as much money as those oil field workers.
But
But
I think,
I had health insurance
yeah, I was gonna say there's other
and a pension.
benefits that came with it. You might not have gotten paid as much, but
It is
the
significantly
benefits you got
different
out of
today.
it were different.
It is significantly different today.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. The biggest difference between something like an oil field job and the military is a salary. So it don't matter. You could work 16 hours a day, which at certain points in my career, I did. And you get the exact same paycheck as the guy that didn't even work today.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're in an area like the oil fields, you get overtime. And a lot of times they're like, you can get as much overtime as you want, as much overtime as you can put in. As long as you're doing it safely and actually get a little bit of sleep in between, like, have at it. Go work.
Yeah.
You're going to make a ton more money than we are.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be wildly, significantly more dangerous than the military, which is pretty crazy to say, but we're at peacetime, technically. So the chances of you actually going and having to do anything right now are pretty slim.
Right. Yeah, which is the other thing too, like thinking about the military, there's lots of sacrifices you have to make.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on you join active duty or if you join Air National Guard or Army National Guard, the Guard or the reserves, there's a lot of sacrifices you have to make. There's a lot of times where you're given an order, you have to do those things, right? You're given orders to move, you're having to do that. You're sacrificing a lot. You signed up for your country. And I think the reality of understanding that when you're joining, um, and like I did the short stint, so I did my 6 years, but the benefits that came out of it were amazing.
It's not a short stint. In fairness, Army has 3-year contracts.
Oh, well, to
So
me,
you
so
did.
in hindsight, right? Because 6 years sounds like a long time, 10 years sounds like a long time, but you look back on your career, you look back on your life, and those years fly by. And as a young teenager, as a young kid, when you were there, that you feel like you had all the time in the world. Like time
Mhm.
just took forever, especially when you're high school. Like I think those years felt the longest because you're just ready to grow up and ready to be out of the house. At
Ready to
least
be an
I
adult?
was ready to be an adult until you're an adult and you're like, I need an adult.
Yeah.
I'm the
Oh no,
adult.
I'm the adult. Idiot.
Which is funny because I'm seeing it now in my kids, and I'm like, slow down, it's okay, you got time. And so for me, it's like the time flies. So yeah, 6 years seems like a lot, 4 years seems like a lot, but you blink an eye and it's already done, right?
You've said it several times when, like, I'll introduce you and I always make sure that people know that you are also a veteran. I'll say I did 20 and she did 6, and you, whenever you do say the I did 6, you usually say I only did 6.
Yeah.
And it's like, can you imagine, like, just 6 years from today,
Mm-hmm.
what what's going to change? All the things that we're going to look back and be like, hopefully we're still doing this, and be like, man, that was 6 years ago. This is crazy. That was like, it seemed like such a long time, but it was so short.
Mm-hmm.
Even the 20 years that I did, I feel like, dang, I only did 20 years, but that was 20 years. That was my entire childhood, like young adulthood,
Mm-hmm.
back in my prime when I could actually run and do all those things. I gave it all to the military. I was like, here you go. This is all yours. And they definitely took advantage of it. Um, 6 years is a very long time that just goes by so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Noah's getting ready to hit his Noah's our son, who's also in the military. He's getting ready to hit his third year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And what's wild is, I want to say it was only yesterday that we took him to basic training. We didn't
Mm-hmm.
take him; we sent him to the airport so he could fly off to basic training.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was only yesterday that I went to basic training.
Mm-hmm.
That it was like I'm leaving on that bus out of Music City Mall in the van in Odessa, Texas, that's sending me up to Amarillo so that I could enlist and fly out. And it really did. Like, I still remember, saying bye to my mom and my stepdad and my brothers, and it's like they were super worried that I wasn't going to be completely safe because we were at war at that
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm.
I joined during wartime, and at no point in my mind was I like, I'm actually going to go to war.
Mm-hmm.
If they're going to send me, they're going to send me. If they don't, spoiler alert, they didn't. I didn't go nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But um, I just remember, like, that was yesterday. Graduation was yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and then no, I mean, us dropping Noah off was like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Like, and he's about to hit his third year.
Yeah. It's just crazy, like the idea of how time moves in the moments and
Yep.
then in the years, right? So it feels like, oh, I have so much time to do X, Y, and Z. And then you're like, oh, JK, like time's already gone. I just think of it like how the years gone, right? The years gone by, and I don't know. They always like it's so cliche because like they're like, oh yeah, when you used to hear the old people be like, time flies, it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
go by so fast, you're
Don't
gonna look
blink.
back, you should do this and you should do that to prepare for life, and you're like, I got time, and then you blink, and it's true.
And then you're turning 40.
Yeah, it's true, and like I try to cherish every moment, but sometimes in the moments you forget like when you're irritated or frustrated or like just things are getting to you
Mm-hmm.
like what's that song, it won't be like this for long.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so true, it's so crazy because it's, I mean, even like looking at the outreach we did and all of that stuff, it's like the gratitude that you like have for your life, for your time, for the things that you are doing every day. Because those years they fly. And
Yep.
again, I was young and I was like, no, it doesn't. And it
Mm-hmm.
does. It's so crazy how fast. And now, like, one of our sons, like you said, almost 3 years in the military now.
Mm-hmm.
And our daughter's going to be off to college and we're going to have another senior. Like, it's crazy. Just the path, right? Because we've been together for 10 years now.
Yeah.
And it
More
doesn't feel
than.
like it feels like we just got together. And so for me, I'm like trying to cherish the day while also trying to like, chase my
I was to
dreams
say, do
and
the
work
day.
and
Like,
do the day.
Yeah.
So finding a healthy balance between the two isn't
Hmm.
always easy, and like kind of slowing yourself down at times to be like, whoa, let me enjoy this moment, right? And then like not feel mom guilt for also like missing things because I was working or doing events or doing other things to better my life for them. And those are like the struggles you go through in these times, um, that it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy how fast things move.
Yeah. And I wanted to give proper credit to the song. It won't be like this for long by Darius Rucker. And if you are a parent, don't listen to it like ever in your life, especially if you have like a teenager, anything like that. It'll crush you. But yeah, you talk about I how fast everything's moving. Like Layla's getting ready to apply for colleges. She wants to go to college
She is applying for
in a
college.
different state. Yeah, she's been applying, and at this stage, like we're trying to prepare Mariano, the junior, to do the same thing,
Hmm.
and he's going to do the same thing next year. And once that's done, a short 2 years after that, dude will be doing the same thing. And it's just like, goodness gracious. What I think kind of slows it down for us, at least for me, is we're still walking a first grader to school. So that's kind of a big like, well, yes, we're almost done, but we're also not even close to almost done. So
Oh, I mean, I'm not even seeing it as almost done. I'm just seeing it as these kids just growing and like going off and doing their own thing, but making sure they're ready for it, right? Like we're preparing them the best we can and
yeah,
things like hopefully we did the right things at the right times for them or what we thought was right. And hopefully they learned the lessons that we taught them. Um, but sometimes you see that they don't always follow what you teach them or what you tell them
don't always
most of the time.
ever.
Yeah, and like you said, it's like that karma. It's that what is it, never ending cycle of karma
Yeah,
that like now we're going to see it. And once they're adults and have kids and they're teenagers, and we're going to look back and say, see, that's was us and that's what we're
right.
doing.
And it, us. We're trying, at least what we're trying to do, what we try to do, is break a cycle of like, um, I guess, just to try to be better parents. Not that our parents were bad, and I want to
Hmm.
make that clear. It's not that our parents were bad. It's just that I want a better life for my kids, and I hope that this starting point for our kids is like, okay, that was great, but I want a better starting point for their kids and their
Hmm.
grandkids,
Hmm.
and so on and so forth. I want to build that cycle. I think growing up wise, no matter you can be dirt poor or filthy rich, your kids are gonna be bratty. Your kids are gonna have, you're gonna have that one good kid that does all the good stuff, and you have that one kid that you're like, what are you? Get that marker out of your mouth. And it's just, no matter what your financial situation is or family dynamic, I think that's going to happen. But um, I think we've obviously done a pretty good job at um, starting them at a much better starting point. Unfortunately for them, the older ones, they started way behind, like where Gordy's starting,
Hmm.
and he hopefully when he gets to their age will be in an even better position
Hmm.
to start life and more financially stable and all the things. But there's the quote, and I'll try to not butcher it, and I'll try to say it without choking up. But it's to our job is to teach the ones we can't live without to live without us.
Hmm.
That's
It's
fun.
yeah, it's true, and you don't realize some of those lessons until you're an adult, until you're going through it, until you see it. And I think we all have our own experience of what life was and how life is. So I think no matter how hard you're trying as a parent to be the best you can in the way that you think it is the best,
Mm-hmm.
which is different for every parent and different for every person. I think the masses can agree on right and wrong for the most part. But within your household, determining what's right and wrong for you and your kids. But I think everybody has the best of intentions for the most part, right? Of what they think they're doing right for their kids. And you watch like these what is it, like the movie we were watching, Angels in the Outfield again,
Oh
and the
man.
dad like left, and he's like, I thought he was doing the best for him, right? Parents think by leaving they're doing the best for them,
Yeah,
or
because I'm a train wreck.
right. So it's like, well, no. So it's based on experience and based
Mm,
on the things that you feel as a person individually. And I think, like for me, giving my parents grace on what they were going through and who they were young parents, right? Like in hindsight, like they were 19, 20 years old, right?
mm.
21-year-old, 22 years, early 20s having babies. And I'm like, at back then I was like, oh yeah, that's normal. Like you're supposed to. And then I'm like, oh no, that's not normal. You're
Yeah.
still like, I'm seeing my kids as 21-year-old, 18-year-olds, and I'm like, that's no, 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 no. You guys are still babies. Like, you
Do
don't need
not
to
have
think about
babies.
marriage. You don't need to think about a kid. You don't think about none of that. Like, just experience life. There'll be
Hmm.
time for that. Like, right? Like, there's got to be time for that. I'm the old lady now telling them there's time.
Not just
And
is there
not,
time, but your current situation is not the rest of it. Like
right, right.
back in the day, like with your nana and tata, in their situation, like that was pretty much it. Like
Hmm.
most people at
Because my
that generation.
grandparents, my grandmother was 16
Hmm.
when she got married, and my
Hmm.
grandfather was
I think
21.
2021.
Yeah. But yeah, that is all they knew, and that's what it was back then. But like, there's so many different opportunities now, right? And you think, okay, well, I'm sure. Well, I wasn't 16 when I got married, but I was, 19, and so you're like, yes, different. I'm older, but
More wise.
more wise, but not right. So it's just crazy the the viewpoints at
Yeah.
different time periods, the viewpoints of your life as a child, your viewpoint as life as a teenager, your viewpoint as an early adult. I wouldn't even say I don't feel like I'm at midpoint of life right now. Like I feel like I'm still an early adult, even in my 30s.
I'm about to turn 40, and I'm still in a position to where I'm like, can you be the adult here? Because
Yeah,
I
right.
don't
You
want to.
still feel like I need an adult. And then just talking to like some with during when we were in this walk during the walk that we did, the Veterans Day walk,
Yeah.
there's a lot of women that came out from the women's club,
The
and they
Tucson
are
Women's Club.
a lot older. I don't know, I would say ranging from late 50s, 60s, just based on some of them that I talked to, and they were telling us their ages.
Hmm.
But just hearing the things they've done in their lives and what they've experienced, and like I'm like I still have a lot of life to live. I still
Hmm.
have the ability because I feel like sometimes I'm always working like time. I'm running out of time, right? I feel like I'm not there yet.
Mm.
I'm running out of time. I'm not where I want to be. I'm gonna run out of time. And to me, I have to like sometimes take a step where it's like it's okay. Like be patient. You have plenty of time in your life to get there. Or I'm like rushing to get things done.
I feel like I live that
You're
life.
the opposite.
I feel like I live that life. I feel like I live that life. Like,
No, no,
it's
no.
fine.
I think you're the complete opposite of me. We're like,
We'll get there. It's
whatever.
no big deal.
If it gets done, it gets done. And I'm like, no. We struggle a lot, I think, in that aspect because, like, I want things done
Hmm.
to get taken care of so we don't have to worry about it. And you're like,
But that's the thing. You're like, so we
maybe
don't have to worry
it's
about it. It's like
whatever.
I wasn't worrying about it.
Yeah, you don't worry about it till after the fact, which is
Eh,
stressful because then
but
I
even
feel
after
like
the fact,
I'm always picking up puzzle pieces a lot of the time where it's like, if you would have just taken care of it
but it's a
when I
puzzle
asked you to
piece.
take care of it, then it would have been handled. But because if all the things that I worry about happening are happening now, they're
Sure.
actually happening. Not to say, well, yeah, I'm prepared because I worried about it, but
But
they
yeah,
could
you're
have been
prepared
done.
because you worried about it.
Yeah, so
I don't want to say it,
pisses me
but
off because I'm like, this should have been done. This could have been avoided. And so to me, I think it's the worry of the things that could not be or could be, um, and things just getting taken care of, right?
I
So in
just
my
never
life,
learned how to worry about things. I don't recall worrying about things. I mean, maybe that's a testament to my mom
yeah.
to like, here you nailed it because I don't recall being worried about anything.
Hmm.
The- In her mind, I mean, she was probably worried about paying the bills, feeding us, doing. But for us, there was usually always food. I mean, it wasn't. We had like you look at our fridge and you're just like, golly, man, we're so wasteful. Like there's so much stuff in here. We need to be like more minimal, I guess, so that way not so much of it is wasted. but at the same time, it wasn't the same route because couldn't afford that much back then. But we still had it. It was still there. And it wasn't a concern like, am I going to open the fridge and there's not going to be anything in there for me to eat? I was never worried about it. I was never worried about my grades in school because I didn't have to. I didn't know, like, a big test is coming up and I'm just like, okay. And I take the test and I get a 93. And I'm just like, anyway, there's nothing to worry about. So I don't know if it's just different personalities or what, but as far as the worrisomeness of it, for me, eh.
Well, and I think a big, and I mean, we could probably dive deep into like where the worry came from, when it started,
Mm.
how it started, or if it's like personality and
Tell me how you grew
you
up.
were born with it. But I think that we talk about our opposites, right? Of
Mm-hmm.
what you do versus what I do, who I am versus who you are, and I
Yeah,
think that's one of our biggest opposites. So I think that is the opposites of where we're at and some of the issues. I want to say issues, but some of our biggest like disagreements on
sure.
when we go through life on getting things done or having things completed. And I'm sure lots of people have those issues where one is
You're very
absolutely.
regimented, and I'm very like, it'll get done.
Well, I wouldn't even like I wouldn't even say regimented. I'm like a
Mm.
very task-driven person.
Isn't that a regiment?
No, regiment is like a schedule. Like you wake up at this time, you brush your teeth at this time, you take the kids at this time, you make sure this is done at this time.
Schematics.
No. No, no, no. Regiment is like schedule. I'm definitely not a regiment person. Like I
Sure.
need to be a regiment, but I'm not. I think if I was a regiment person, I might get my tasks done
Done
more
quicker.
orderly if I was. But I at least keep notes of like how all the stuff that I need to do. I think brain dump notes are the best and have helped me significantly with my anxiety
That's good.
and my struggle. And I've always heard of them and I didn't really use it, or I guess it kind of just was like, no, I got it managed. But I think after I had my concussion back in February and I had to go, she's a speech therapist, but like it's more than speech therapy because it's in the neurology department. Um, but her telling me like, you got to get that stuff off your brain because it's just going to cloud your brain and just brain dump it onto paper or
Yeah.
into your phone. And it has helped significantly, like to clear my brain because now I know that, okay, it's all written down, so I don't have to worry about it in my head anymore. And now I can get to it because it's going to be remembered because I wrote it down. If you're struggling with that, if you're struggling with like managing tasks, you're struggling with things in your head and you're struggling with, it feels cloudy sometimes and you can't really get through or confused, I would try writing them down. It significantly helped with my anxiety, especially like before bed. If you feel like you can't sleep because there's so much on your mind, have a piece of paper and a notebook or something by your bed with a pen or your phone and just start writing those things down that are clouding your mind as to dos or things you need to remember. I it I kid you not, significantly has helped me.
Or just have a couple beers and then go sleep. But
That's
that's
not
just.
healthy at all. That's a
Well,
whole
nobody.
different
I didn't know
episode.
we
We
was
could
talking
talk
about
about
healthy
that.
stuff. Anyways, yeah, that was a good talk. What are you doing this weekend?
We have a birthday
We're
party.
not doing the November Fest thing that we
We don't
had
even
no
know
idea.
what the November Fest
We had no idea
was
what it was.
because we made it
I
during a
mean,
drunken hangout with some
drunken
friends.
plans that we get, and they're like,
Um,
"You should go." We're like,
like, heck yeah, let's do it. Put
"Sign
it in
me
the
up."
calendar.
Yeah,
Yeah. So stuff for the kids. Apparently, you're smoking some chicken on
chicken
Saturday
legs.
night.
Let's go, cause Texas.
So if
It's
anybody who
playing
knows us
Georgia.
wants to hang out, Herm's house, hang out on
Yeah,
Saturday if you want.
making a bunch of
But you're
chicken legs.
probably going to be listening to this, and it's going to be too late.
That's right. Because you probably waited till you got to work on
Because you
Monday. And
waited
like,
till
oh, we could have
Monday.
gone. Dang it.
And then Sunday we're gonna go visit with our goddaughter.
Yeah. Are we going to
Um,
the zoo?
no, we're gonna go to a trampoline park.
The zoo
'Cause
would
she's
have
been
been so
wanting to
much
go to
better.
Trampolinia, and there's no such place as called Trampolinia.
What?
Trampoliner and trampoline. There's not.
Trampolina?
That's what just.
Trampolina?
That's
That
just what.
sounds like a girl you don't want to be hanging out with. Oh,
No,
Trampolina over there. You
no,
better
that's what she
stop.
just calls it.
I got a national anthem and my voice is raspy.
Oh, and I know you should have been resting it this whole time, but look at you talking nonstop like you always do.
I need to go drink some hot tea or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to just hit the Stapleton version. Just do the raspy.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
But
But
All in
anywho,
all, I just wanted to make one little public service announcement or PSA.
PSA.
We are on the lookout for sponsors
Yes,
for
we
the
are.
in-house episodes. Our in-house episodes are more focused on the veteran outreach and getting the much needed resources that a lot of veterans don't know about out there. And so we really, really need help getting some sponsors so at least we can cover the cost of the episodes.
Yes.
And then anything extra, of course, is going to go towards outreach and towards the programs that we are helping with. So the more the better, the more that we get, the more episodes we can make, and the better the outreach we can make to the much needed veterans out there.
Yes. Absolutely. Open up your hearts and open up your wallets.
Or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, that's you got anything else for him?
No, that's it. Sorry.
Okay,
Done.
great. No, that was good. That was a good
Roger,
PSA.
Roger.
I don't know that that's what we would call it as a PSA. It's a public service announcement.
Yeah, it's a
It's
public
like
service announcement.
public service announcements is like spay and neuter your pets, like because
Send sponsors for
send
veteran
sponsors
outreach.
for veteran outreach and your pets. Don't send us your pets.
And
I
your
don't
veteran pets. Actually, I really want to have a show with this recent outreach that we just
know.
met.
I
This
do.
this business that does
Service dogs.
service dogs.
Mhm.
So come on, help us with some
Yeah, help us out.
sponsors so we can have these episodes and bring this outreach to you.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
sounds
done
good.
now.
I'll let you go. All right. Well, as we always say, you guys don't got to go home, but you got to get the heck out of here because we got stuff to do. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Herm's House Podcast. If you are interested in sponsoring our show, please reach out to us, hermshousepodcast@gmail.com, or send us a message on Instagram @hermshousepodcast. We love any feedback, and we thank